If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this weekend we had a triple regional weekend where we had tournaments in 3 different regions. We had a tournament at Brisbane, Australia. We also had a tournament in Stuttgart, Germany. And then finally we had a tournament in Toronto, Canada, which I did attend. And I did not get a very good result. I went 5-3-1, bubbled out of top 256 because 5 of my 9 opponents dropped the event. Unfortunately, it felt like they beat me, and then, or like it was the case, 2 players beat me and then they never won again. And the games that they beat me, I generally did not get to play, right? One, I had to really make sure they weren't committing gameplay errors to potentially lose themselves the game, whilst I was just dead drawing off of marquee. So it was a very frustrating weekend for me. But some very interesting results. As you can see, we have the first place deck from each region, and then second, third, and fourth below them. And surprisingly, after seeing LAIC get dominated by Lugia V-Star, we only saw one Lugia V-Star accomplish a top 4 result over 3 tournaments, which is really impressive in many ways. Number one being how the metagame adapted one weekend to the next and so quickly. And then number 2, how many generally viable counters there are to Lugia, right? Lugia on paper seems like a formidably powerful deck, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to beat. And especially at Brisbane, we had some really interesting results with the frosmoth box deck that was playing Articuno and Inteleon lineups in order to make sure that with the Articuno's Wild Freeze, you were able to get paralysis consistently, paired with the emergency jelly card, which is really funny. If your Pokemon has 30 HP or less remaining, then and has any damage counters on it, of course, so it doesn't work on something like Joltik or whatever, you heal 120 damage from it. So you can actually use Articuno consistently to paralyze, and most Lugia decks, or most decks in general, are not playing too many switching outs to get rid of special conditions. So this was a very effective strategy. We also saw it being used at Toronto Regionals to a very high degree of success. The deck did finish in top 8, and it showed very dominant performances, especially against Lugia V-Star. And then we also had Alolan Vulpix V-Star in the deck, along with Ace-Q and Drapion. So a very nice counter boxy deck, which was really cool to see, featuring, of course, Irida, Nessa, and with the Frostmoth ability, you could also easily power up Greninja, Radiant Greninja multiple times. So I don't know, really cool deck to see take a win. And then also the top 4 very interesting results. We had a Fluffy box deck, we also had a Durant deck, and we also had Yveltal Control make an appearance. Yeah, right off the LAC backbone. I believe it was the same 16 fact from Sander. So really cool to see the deck continuing to work. And then over at Stuttgart, we had another rogue deck do well, a deck that had been seen previously in some tournaments, but it finally got its big win. Beagold V paired with Palkia V-Star with a very turbo engine utilizing Mew, and also featuring Radiant Greninja, Luminion, Crobat, and Raikou V as a potential attacker as well. But denying items, of course, pretty important. You deny Quick Pulse, Ultra Volts, Evolution Instances, Scoop Up Nets, Escape Ropes, Switch cards, you name it. Yeah, there's so many good item cards right now, and being able to deny those really makes a lot of decks end up clunking out. And of course, being lightning type also helps with weakness. So not the pairing that we were expecting for Vikavolt when LUGIA Max came out, but definitely a cool pairing to see. And I'm excited to see what this deck will do in the future. And then to round out the top 4, we also saw Mew VMAX decks at second and third place doing really well at the tournament. Of course, Mew VMAX is very powerful, very strong, and can get 1 KOs on Palkia. It doesn't have, on Lugia. Lugia isn't generally playing Drapion V, which that might change from now until Texas. But for now, Mew does boast a slightly positive record against Liga V-Star, and it's no surprise to see it at the very top. And then in fourth place, we also had Palkia, which is, of course, including the Articuno that paralyzes and thus can do that strategy against the Lugia to take extra prizes here and there. Now, a lot of Lugias were playing one bird keeper in their deck, including myself, but in reality, that didn't end up making a big enough difference for them. So we didn't see any Lugia in the top 4 at this tournament either. And then finally in Toronto, we saw Mewtwo V Union finally take its first win after it made an appearance at NAIC last season. Mewtwo V Union popping back up and claiming the control territory to get control. Its first big win in a very long time, I feel. It's been a long time since we had this much variety, this many options, and control being so good in the metagame. Mewtwo Union becomes essentially unkOable if you have a V-Guard energy attached to it, especially if there's a Radiant Gardevoir as well. Then you get to heal a bunch of damage, you get to heal with Pokemon Center Lady and your attack. So very powerful deck with a lot of denial, the Quad Evoltol helping against Lugia, of course. And then beating out very easily a Draldon VMAX in finals. And then we also had Sableye Lost Box decks featured in Toronto with Radiant Charizard in third place. Oh no, I believe that third place, that's a Lost Box with Kyogre and a copy of Sacrum by Grant Manley. And then we also had a Lugia Ciaranfora. So 2 players that top 4'd, LAIC immediately top 4'd back to back at Toronto as well. So really impressive showing. The Toronto winner was also Piper Lapine, who's also already won a tournament this season. She won Baltimore Regionals, the first tournament of the season. So what a way to start the season and what a way to close out 2023 for Piper. Really cool to see all these decks. Hopefully we'll continue to see more variety. And for those people who were like, we need to ban Lugia, Lugia is too powerful, blah, blah. I definitely think Lugia is very powerful, but that only means if you hard counter it, if people are playing so much of it, then you're gonna have a good time. And I've seen this cycle for 20 years that I've been playing. Yeah, in 2004, people complained about Blaziken. In 2005, people complained about Medicham EX. In 2006, people complained about Blastoise EX decks with Lugia EX. In 2007, people complained about Meta Knight. In 2008, people complain about Gardevoir. In 2009, etc. You get the gist of it. So people always complain, and now people complain every 3 months. Mew VMAX gets released, people complain. Arceus gets released, people complain. Palkia gets released, people complain. Giratina gets released, people complain. Lugia gets released, people complain, right? And such is the cycle of life of the Pokemon trading card game. People love to complain. That will continue to happen. But if you focus your energy instead of complaining into understanding the metagame and trying to find and exploit weaknesses, then this is how you get this incredible variety of 3-price decks with VMAXs and V Unions, V-Star decks, and also a bunch of single price decks with different mechanics, decking out infinite energy attachments, energy recovery from discard pile, control decks, and the loss decks. There's so much variety, there's so much to choose from. It makes it really hard to pick a deck before a tournament, but really cool to see all of these options, and I would not be surprised to see even more so at Dallas in 2 weeks' time. Let me know your thoughts about the tournaments. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.